Okay, so it's confession time. I'm a functional medicine doctor and I have ADHD, and sometimes my brain scrolls off down rabbit holes, and I found this one so interesting I want to join you to come with me. This morning I was watching an awesome video from a birth worker about delayed cord clamping, and it got me thinking about placental health. We now know that the placenta is highly influenced by paternal factors, and that's mainly through something called epigenetics, and that changes the sperm quality based on three main factors that we've identified. The first is obesity, the second is toxin exposure, and the third is low protein diets. And by the way, all three of those things as a functional medicine provider would make me think of low testosterone, but that's an aside. But during residency, I remember hearing over and over again, you can never trust a placenta after 41 weeks. But that can't really be the whole story, so that's what I got started on thinking about this morning. Because the paradox there is what we're really saying is that the organ that reflects dad's health is what we can't trust. And have we actually studied that past 41 or 42 weeks? No, but here are the things we do know. But here's what we do know about those genes that influence the epigenetic expression. One, they're tied to adipose tissue development and especially obesity. Two, they're tied to neuroendocrine and metabolic development. And three, they're tied to cell turnover, and specifically what's called apoptosis, or programmed cell death. And we know that those genes actually control longevity and decrease programmed cell death. We also know that placental health is tied to the development of gestational diabetes. And when we think about metabolic health in general, one of the big things that we think about is the nervous system and nervous system regulation. And we now know that there are branches of the vagus nerve that reach all the way down to the uterus and the cervix. The vagus nerve is the big one that puts you back into rest and digest mode. And it's one of the things that we look at when we are thinking about induction of labor, because we need to be in a parasympathetic state for labor to turn on. And we know from a lot of the research from the Gottman Institute that the vagus nerve is what allows us to feel deeply connected and secure with other people, especially our partners. And we also know from studies done on rats that if we cut the vagus nerve and have no more vagal nerve input, we get delayed birth. So what takes us out of the parasympathetic state the most is fear. So maybe, just maybe us as providers fearing the placenta is part of the equation as to why we have delayed birth and delayed outcomes. And maybe if we teach women not to fear the process, we would see overall better birth progression. Just some food for thought this morning.